are you? It feels like it's been years since I've seen all your beautiful faces. I'm happy to be back. As you know, I was in and out a little bit for some personal time with my family and then for a corporate event. So I'm looking forward to going over a couple of updates and then anything you have for me, because I know it's been a couple weeks. So we'll start with Chris, go over a couple announcements, and then we'll jump right in.
Yes, we have a couple of announcements this morning. Andrea, you want to talk about what was in our in-house mailboxes?
See how I can get through this. I should explain this better.
Oh, yeah, that's the way it goes.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
If you've been to your mailboxes, you found this in there. If you haven't, you can pick it up when you get your mail. The Activities Committee is doing a survey. We want to be able to make sure that everybody's getting the kinds of activities that they want. And if there's something that we are currently doing that nobody wants, we can let them go. You know, we got to find the balance. Now that we're getting ready to open up some new spaces and rearrange spaces, we have to know these things. So it won't take long to fill in. It's just check boxes on things. If you got some ideas, there's places for you to put them. It really isn't hard. If you get them back to us by this time next week, we'll get them all sorted out and we'll see if we can rearrange things for you, okay?
Where do we turn them in?
Turn them at the front desks, okay?
Thank you.
The next announcement is from a fellow that doesn't need any introduction, Mr. Green Jeans of the Garden. Ron?
Yeah, okay. Green jeans. I don't have a pair of green jeans.
Don't you watch Captain Kangaroo?
Yeah, well, no. I know. Ron Carter, Garden Man. We come across a situation, as you can see, we've got a lot of extra flowers. Over there, there's more over there, red ones. It turns out that our groundsman, Corey, every year. Oh, sorry about that. All right, there we go. Corey, our groundsman, orders the flowers around. Well, you see them around the light poles, and especially over here at marketing. That's a word I just do not remember. Never have remembered it in the last 6 years. Anyway, he always orders quite a few extras, and here's the red one. Well, these are last year's, and he was letting them die, and I replanted them. I didn't replant them. I just moved them into our garden area. If you've been out there, you've seen them sitting over there on one side. And but I get to the point where I need the plot, if you don't mind. So I'd like to have everybody take a plant or two or three or four, whatever. They're good. They're good color. They don't plant flowers. It's just the plant, but they're very hardy. If you water them once in a while, they'll be fine. To put on your eye for a little color, accents, all that kind of stuff. And I brought Kitty along, my kitty, in case anybody feels generous, they can throw $1 or $2 or 10 in the bucket. That's all I really got to say. But take a look at them, and I've got some bags over there if you need to bag them up, because for some reason they got dirt on the bottom. I don't know how that happened. Anyway, thank you, Lindsay.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. I appreciate all your hard work. I was privileged to be able to join him to kind of tour the garden area yesterday, and a lot of you guys have contributed to that area, and he's done such a great job. So thank you, Mr. Ron Carter, and thanks everyone that's helped. It really is beautiful. And now that I know where to find the basil.
Yeah, there's, if you notice that Ron's been building some flower boxes, those are available too. And they're gray, so we're tired of some gray and beige and tan. So I better get this close to the camera. We got our decorating committee, which was Ron. We got, everybody remember Roy G. Biv?
Yes.
Well, this is Roy, and almost Roy G. Biv. We got 4 of the colors: green, blue, red, and yellow. So that's that Texas, I guess.
That is
coming through.
Texas.
I think that's all we need this morning.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that, and we'll go ahead and get started with just a couple updates that I have. So, going right into it, resident services. Some of you may or may not have heard. The gossip chain is wild here. But Leslie Haff, our resident services director, she's been in senior living for about 15 years, and she's been here for about 6 years. So she actually will be departing. She has given us resignation. She has chosen a different career path, and she'll be with us until about May 12th. So I always like to communicate any of our key positions and any changes within our team. So again, she'll be with us till about mid-May, and we have already began recruiting for her replacement. So make sure if you see her, tell her how much she's been valued and that we'll miss her. So Employee of the Month, you guys voted, and a couple people have asked. So that is Diego Hernandez, our dining supervisor. So I know that that's been mentioned, and we wanted to make sure that we shared with you. He's wonderful, wonderful young man, and he's done a great job. So thank you guys for your accolades to him, and we're really proud of him. COVID, just keeping that communication a little active. There are no updates, there are no cases, so we're happy about that, and we hope to keep it that way through the summer. That's usually the case. Closer to winter time, they kind of start popping up again, but nonetheless, as of now, we have 0 cases, so we're sitting pretty. Just a couple housekeeping updates. We do have one individual that is out visiting family. He is our houseman, so he's normally the one that helps you with your carpet cleanings and those types of things. We are still doing them. We just might have a little bit of a delay because we are down one person, so I like to just communicate that expectation in advance. This does not affect your routine cleanings, just those special carpet cleans, stain remover, that type of thing. We are still doing them, just a small delay. Construction timeline. So I feel like we've gotten a little bit accomplished in the time I was in and out. So we're almost ready to open that back space that's attached to the salon. That's the massage and acupuncture, hydro massage, and the relax space capsule. So we have received the massage table, and we are going to be rolling out the membership program, so we just need to get all those details. So all of that information will be forthcoming very shortly. We are still awaiting a date. I know Chris asked about it yesterday. I asked again today about the audio-visual equipment for Town Hall. They are still saying it is significantly back-ordered, and we do not have a date. So nonetheless, we'll keep pushing forward, but just to kind of give you an update that there is no update on that. The Town Hall projection screen and projector from that particular company will be installed on Monday. So the equipment that's missing is the speakers and that type of thing, but the projection screen and projector, they're going to be out on Monday to install. Okay. A little bit more, you see we're making some progress with our breezeways. So the breezeways and the sprinkler system is still underway. ETA is about another month. There's a lot of breezeway and a lot of piping to cover, and then of course a lot of woodwork to go around the piping so we can make it aesthetically pleasing as possible, since we had to come in after the fact. So those breezeways will take about another month longer. Fitness Center, still a couple more things. We're awaiting Fitness Smith. They came out on Friday. We're supposed to come out on Friday. Did not show up, but they are still addressing that balance wall. So that one's still not fully functioning, and there are 2 pieces of equipment that has repair parts ordered. So you can still use the Fitness Center. There's just a couple things that are still not fully functioning. Furthermore, we do have bay stage lighting and sound. They are coming out to install stage lighting in the town hall in the next few weeks. That's currently not in place. So we did hire the professional to come out and take a look at that area, give us their professional opinion as to what that looks like, and we're working through that so we can get that installed for the stage. Couple of updates from the blue team. They are completed with all of the corridors. They will be doing more touch-up paint and small things here and there, but for the most part, that part of the project in the painting aspect is completed. We have chosen the main lobby. So remember, we got the first, second, third, fourth floor, and then we were able to move into the lobby. So that area was approved. So now we have chosen the paint and the carpet for the main lobby as well. The carpet is going to be installed in all those areas, including those corridors with the vinyl plank. Right around June and August is about the lead time that the carpet takes. So closer to that time is when we'll start the painting, and this again is for the north lobby. So because we had to update all those areas that were damaged by the fire, we have now pulled it into the lobby, and we will be doing that whole area as well. I have a couple pictures later on that'll kind of give you an idea. We've showed it a couple times before. I know Miss Bobby is out right now, but we'll continue to give you guys updates on what that looks like and how that's going. So, a little bit of news that I just got this morning. So, Town Hall, grand opening. We actually received the temporary certificate of occupancy. Clap, please. Come on, guys. So we have the temporary certificate of occupancy. We are cleared to get into the building, and we have gotten the fire final. So we will most certainly start planning immediately. We talked about it in our directors meeting this morning to do a big grand opening in there. I did want to give a disclaimer. There is still a lot of work that needs to be done. I just mentioned the surround sound. I just mentioned the stage lighting. I just mentioned the projector. So a lot of those aspects are not going to be fully functioning. So we're aware, we will continue working on them, we will continue on progress, but we can use those areas if and when need be. So we are legally able to be in there, we can start immediately being in there. There are still lots of things we need to get done in there. So we are aware, we will be working on it, and it will not be 100% operational. So with that being said, if you're okay with that, you can use it. We'll continue working with the current equipment that we have and until we get kind of the last items in place. But nonetheless, pretty exciting. We've been waiting for quite some time, and we can now finally get in there. So we'll have more information to come on the planning of our large grand opening, and we're looking forward to that. So,
Do we have a date?
A date for what?
For us being able to use
Today, girl. So we do have again, we have it as of Friday, but we just let me know this morning that we were cleared. So again, we can get in there immediately. We just don't have a lot of the items still in place. So keep that in mind. Okay. Just a little bit more follow-up. We know we had a busted pipe in the pool area yesterday. The pool is back up and running. We do have an issue with the pool pump, and we have ordered a new one. But again, the pool is usable. So Darwin and team is aware. Darwin is back from PTO. Chris has been wonderful in his in his absence. And we were able to get that taken care of, but the pool is operational. We did get a new Regency Oaks flag, the white one with our updated and most current logo, so that should be up, and we replaced that old green one we had there for quite some time. Just a little bit updates about our team. We are still recruiting for our sales director. As we had mentioned, Barbara Gann is our LCS sales specialist. She is here on site. And she has been helping in our sales office, so she's been a great help so far. She's been here a couple weeks now. She worked for the company for about 10 years, so we're in very good hands, and we'll continue recruiting for a permanent replacement. A little bit of bad news yesterday, kind of moved my cheese, if you will, yesterday, but Kathy Ross, our move-in coordinator, who has handled our blue team and our move-ins and that whole process since the fire, had to go on emergency leave. So we quickly pivoted, and Daniela is going to be helping us manage that process. So we have kind of gotten Daniela on track. We've met with her, and she's very excited at the opportunity. It's not necessarily permanent. That's to be determined. We don't know a whole lot now. It was an emergency situation, so we'll kind of communicate as time goes. But for now, we do have that process still in place. We're working with Blue Team on all those last few apartments that need to be turned over and residents need to be returned in our new move-in. So Daniela will be our point person for that. And she was very gracious and excited for the opportunity. Just a reminder, the shred bins will be here until the end of the month. We know the south one was getting full, so I know Betsy was going to be working on that for you. But they are here till the end of the month, so please make sure you take advantage of those while we have them. Okay, just a little picture, just to kind of keep you abreast of the carpet. This again, this large print is an example, and it's kind of the lighting of it's a little off on the PowerPoint and the screen. But this is the main lobby area, and then that's some of the secondary, same colors, a little bit different pattern, and some of those smaller insets that's in the north building. So again, Miss Bobby and team, our design, THW, Greg, they've done a great job of choosing these, and so we're really excited. It of course coordinates with the corridors. So once we're able to get that installed in June, the north building is going to look absolutely beautiful. So I know again the color's a little off, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Just a little bit of updates for the week for events. Deputy Skipper will be to talk about the scams Tuesday, April 25th in the Grand Lobby South, 2 p.m. Vocal Cords Wednesday, April 26th at 1 p.m. in Grand Lobby South. Leonardo da Vinci, Wednesday, April 26th, 3 p.m. in Grand Lobby South. The Gulfport Harmonica Group, Thursday the 27th at 2 p.m. in Grand Lobby South. And Ricky wanted to remind Wednesday, the last gourmet for the cycle. The new gourmet menu will be coming in May. And I know a big group of us is going to Felipe Park Brunch today around noon. So Betsy and I were going to try to visit. I know Chris was going, so we hope to see you guys there. Just a couple photos from Key West. This was our LCS Chairman's Award. Lucy has been with us about 9-10 years now, and Lucy has won this award for about 4 or 5 years now. So every year, Lucy takes herself and the executive director to a fantastic location like Key West because she's so phenomenal. So this year, that's where I was last week with the team, and Lucy brought back yet another award for Regency Oaks and her continued success here. I know a lot of you are probably sales of Lucy's and residents that have worked with Lucy. So most certainly give Lucy a hand of applause. Get that, Lucy? So this is just a photo, of course, of Lucy and I, and then over here we've got Jill Sorensen. And we've got my boss, Sherry, and then, of course, myself. And again, of course, my boss and my boss's boss. So it was just a wonderful event. I was very thankful to be a part of it. And we want to support Lucy again so we can all go back to Key West next year. Appreciate it. Thank you. So other than that, that's all I had for you that I wanted to share. I know I've been kind of in and out. I see you, Miss Judy. Give me a minute and I'll finish. So I know I've been in and out, so there's probably a lot of smaller things or details that I might not be aware of, so just bear with me, but I'll get you some answers. So at this time, I did want to spend a little bit more time open in the room for any questions. So I saw Miss Judy first.
Is there any chance?
There you go.
Is there any chance that the talk this afternoon on scams can be recorded? Because that's very important, and I know most programs are not, but that's very important to all of us. And those of us who are at the picnic, I have a suspicion will not be back. And I know Wayne and I would be here if we could.
Sure.
Ginger, is that something we can make happen?
Yeah, we can do that.
Ginger said, yes, we can do that.
Thank you.
I was wondering when I can get some help in my storage room. It's been over 3 weeks where they messed everything up and tore, everything is thrown back in there. I was promised 2 weeks ago yesterday that at 2 o'clock someone would meet me and we would get it straightened out. But so far, no one has showed up or called me to get it straightened out.
I'll make sure that they get with you today. I know that that was a major issue before I left, and we do sincerely apologize. That was a major service failure on Blue Team and their contractors' behalf. I've spoken with them at length about that, and I'm so sorry. And I actually talked to him about it yesterday, and he assured me that we were on track. So I will follow back up with him after this.
Not sure what
In regard to the new town hall, if it doesn't have any audio, can't we take all of this stuff that we have here and use it, and the microphones, use it over there? We won't need it here. This is not going to be a meeting room anymore.
Absolutely, that would be the plan. Yes, ma'am.
Lindsay?
Yes, sir.
Good
Hi.
morning.
Good morning.
Lindsay, we have the shredding bins here. What about old laptops and cell phones? Our apartments aren't big enough to hold all the stuff we collect. And is there a possible way to do this? Maybe even the shredding company has a special bin for these things.
We can most certainly ask them. It's been my knowledge that that particular company doesn't. As our company, any of our old equipment, we have a process for clearing those out and having those destroyed. So we can most certainly find a local company that would also provide that service. So that's something that Betsy can help us.
Lindsay? Yeah. Lindsay?
Yes.
It's really great that you're bringing in the lighting company for stage lighting. Will they be aware of, and will we have a chance to install the wooden extension on the stage so that it gets properly lit?
The wooden extension.
I was afraid you didn't know about it.
I know about an extending stage. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah.
So that was discussed. Actually, our Christian Massey with Health Peak and Daniel with our LCS development, they are aware of that stage, and that was something that they looked at. So I'll make sure that that's addressed.
Yeah, if we can get it lit, it would make it so much
Of
better.
course, yeah. I think that is what, I wasn't here for his visit, but we did discuss how long it was and about how far it went out when they were looking at the trajectory of the lighting.
Hi, I just wanted to make someone aware, I know this has slipped through the cracks, but 2 different days they've been using the large trash, the big black ones that we drop the trash into in the chutes on our floor. And the first day, the smell was so bad, the whole floor was affected. And a resident happened to, because we couldn't get any response, and a resident actually, if they won't fit in the elevator or the apartment, and so they had to be taken down in the commercial elevator. And then the second day, it was also brought up, but they said, well, that day they rinsed it out. And it's so big, people can't get by with their wheelchairs, it's blocking the hallway, and they can't put it in the unit. And we used to have just the tall trash, big receptacles for people that were, this was 2 different departments that were bringing it up. And, to put in there and close the door and then do the work. But I just wanted to make somebody aware of it. I know it slipped through the cracks, but it's pretty important and they're ugly. Thank you so much.
Thank you for making us aware. I will most certainly look into that and figure out what's going on there.
Where is she talking about? Second floor, south building.
The
A wing.
where they're
Okay, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Who and when is going to decide which of the 2 pianos goes in the new space? I have tried to inquire and ask questions, and Ginger told me she hopes not to be she. I would like to participate in it. I don't need to make decision, but I'd like to participate with input.
I actually was having some conversations with Miss Bobby about that, so we will most certainly can loop you in. We haven't crossed that bridge yet.
Lindsay, I'm over here.
Yes, hi.
Hi, I am really excited to get in that new town hall. It's
Me too.
wonderful. But I have a question on the shingles on the roof. They seem to be wrinkled. Has anybody brought that up or looked into it?
I don't know of any issues with the shingles on the roof, but I can most certainly ask.
Yeah, from the dining room, you can see it in the south building.
All right, we'll look into that. Thank you. Anyone else? Hello, Roger. My formidable opponent.
Well, the good news is they've given me permission to drive.
That is good news. Are you driving us to the park?
No,
Oh.
no, I'm going in the other direction. I just want to, this is more like a warning. There's another company, and it may be a new company, you can't tell when these things are shifting around, but they're on television announcing that they will handle the sale of your life insurance policy to them. And we used to call that a viatical transaction, a viatical financial arena. And it was very controversial when it first came to light back in the late 80s, early 90s. And there's still a couple of companies that want to buy your life insurance policy, and then they in turn sell it to investors. I'm not going to say any more, but you want to be very, very careful when you become a victim of that process. Because when you sell a life insurance policy, it's just like you're selling your homeowner's policy, automobile policy. It's a contract, and you lose everything except the fact that you are continued as the insured. And give you one little bit of insight, that means that you don't have any say about who the beneficiaries are going to be, because the middleman is going to look for investors who want to buy into that program and wait for you to die. It's simply stated, that's how it works. So be very careful. If you got any more, if you got any questions or any more thoughts about it, let me know, because I was eyeball deep in it for a few years. I should say, yeah, as one of the good guys.
Thank you, Roger. That's good information. Any other questions? No? Okay. Well, y'all have a beautiful Tuesday. Thank you for being here. Glad to see you all again, and let me know if I can do anything for you.
Don't forget your plants.
Don't forget your plants, and see you at the park.